Welcome to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rowling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, for you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friends. Happy New Year. How did your year end go? Have you reflected on all you have accomplished, all that you've learned? Have you let go of situations and expectations and heartache so as not to let that rob you of your peace and your potential in the new year? Have you reflected on what you're looking forward to accomplishing this year? And I know so many of us have mixed feelings on this whole new resolution conversation. So much so that we trick ourselves by calling them intentions or reflections. But is that so we give ourselves a pass, or is intention more committal than a resolution? And some of us don't set them at all. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I just want you to love your reason. Because if your reason is so that you don't set yourself up to fail, then by not setting them, you're just guaranteeing failure ahead of time. So when we use the past as evidence as to what is possible in the future and declare that I've never been able to accomplish this goal, weight loss, eating healthier, going to bed earlier, less drinking, less shopping, less Netflix, more patience, more organized. And so what happens is either we start and then we quickly stop, or we don't even bother starting. I mean, why would we bother? I'll just end up messing it up in a couple of weeks anyway. So I find that there's people in that camp. And what else I see happen is that people set goals beneath our capability and we hit it. And then we wonder if this is all there is. And so today I really want to talk about how we can guarantee our results. And so regardless of what camp you're in, I hope this podcast gives you some ideas that you can implement today to guarantee the results that you want in your life. So let's go. You ready? Okay. First, let me fill you in on a little secret that you might not know. Most people, and what I mean most, scientifically most is 80+%, struggle to achieve their goals. And so if you struggle like 80% of the world, shaming is not motivating. So let's not shame ourselves, right? Let's understand that these are the reasons why we might struggle achieving their goals. It's in the awareness of why it is that we struggle that we can minimize the struggle. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you the one thing that is required, just one thing that is required to make sure, ensure that you hit your goal and you create the results that you want in your life this year. Make this year the year that you do that, whatever that is. Okay. The first reason that I think that we don't hit our goal is the goal is impossible. Now, if you've been listening to me, you know that I encourage impossible goals all the time. And what I mean is that I want you to shoot for something that feels impossible, that you've not yet accomplished. Why? not to hit the goal necessarily, but to see who you have to become in order to hit the goal. If your goal is realistic, meaning that you have done it before, it no longer is a goal. Rather, it's just something that you put on your to-do list. So it's not the goal. It's not that the goal is impossible, that you can't achieve it. It's that you think that it is. And if you think that it is, you will not do the work required to attain it. You will not think any different. You will not feel any different. And therefore, there's no becoming anything different. There's no shift. There's no opportunity to push yourself for more, to see what you're capable of. So as long as your mind thinks that it is impossible, it will be. Your results, my friends, can never exceed your beliefs. Your power sentences need to confirm the possibility. So here's what I want you to remember. If you can bring it to your mind, you have made it possible for your conscious to choose from. So if you think that any of your goals are impossible, I want you to consider that the fact that the goal is available for your conscious to choose from makes it possible. Now, you just have to become that person to ensure that it is. The second thing that I believe disengages us, moves us away from accomplishing the goal is not being willing to fail. And I get this one. As a former perfectionistic achiever, this was very hard for me. I set and have accomplished a ton of SMART goals, right? They were specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And I felt unfulfilled. I felt uncertain. I felt there was more, but never wanted to mess up a good thing. Or at least that was my perception. It was a good thing, wasn't it? I never pushed past what I knew to be possible. I never had to work much harder than the year before. So my goals required zero growth. Even if the growth was merely learning how to fail better, faster. So I set goals. I accomplished goals. Check, check, check. And I felt more disconnected with myself and others. I questioned all of it. What is it all for? Was this all there is? Why was I so miserable? I really didn't have anyone to complain to, as they would all just pacify me, offering up, "You've got everything." They would say, "You accomplished more than most people I know and more than many combined. You're great at everything you do. You have such discipline, Leah. You still look good in Lululemons," as if that's a measure of a good life. And yes, maybe some of this was true. But if so, then what the hell was wrong with me? Why did I feel so uninspired, so underwhelmed? Well, it's because I attached my worth to not failing. And as long as I aligned my worth to not failing, I never permitted myself to stretch past what was familiar, what was comfortable. Because what was comfortable and familiar was also boring. And so I was bored. I was in a job I could do very successfully in my sleep. I discounted my voice, that nudge. You need to be teaching, Leah, coaching, doing leadership development. And I answered back with, "Why would I mess up a good thing?" I fooled myself into believing that it was a good thing when I was miserable. So, truth was, it was a good thing for everyone else. Too scary for me. So let's just keep doing that. In my mind, comfortable trumped terrifying. And I was bored unfulfilled with zero growth. So I want to challenge you. Can you create a goal that scares you a little? It should. The third thing that I think that we do that keeps us really from making progress on the results that we want is that we're not willing to be uncomfortable. And to my point above, staying comfortable, staying sane, not rocking the boat, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All those thoughts that played well in my mind. Why would I want to mess up a good thing? Why not just keep doing what was good for everyone else and comfortable for me? The answer, if learned too late, is costly. The cost, a relationship with yourself that you don't recognize, an inner dialogue that's asking for more, wanting growth, seeking challenge, a nudge to be followed and yet pacified with resentment and habits that are not in alignment with the best of who we are. Over drinking, over shopping, over running, overworking, overeating, over consuming. We do all this buffering to avoid and dismiss our purpose, the calling, the invitation to consider that we have unlimited potential, infinite possibilities, and we are more capable than we could possibly imagine. Only our limitations are those that we put on ourselves so that we can prove to ourselves that comfort is better than courage. So next time you think to yourself, I don't want to mess up something good, I want you to make sure that's actually good for you and not just something comfortable so that you don't have to be scared and you don't have to tap in to a level or an identity of courage. Number 4, it's just too hard. It's what I hear so many of my clients say, my kiddos too, as if it should be easy. I love this one when my clients or even my kids offer this to me. It's just hard. It's going to be hard. I always offer to them, why do you want it to be easy? I'm not sure where I learned this from. Probably from watching my mom. She never had it easy. She never complained. Maybe I just knew that hard was only by way of perspective. Isn't everything? What is hard? How do you define it? What would make it too hard, that goal, that thing that you want? Is it the time that it might take to complete? Meaning that being patient is hard? Is it the amount of skill required? Meaning that learning is too hard? Is it the amount of support that you will need? Meaning that actually the goal isn't too hard. Asking for help is hard. I truly, truly, truly believe that the goal is never too hard. Rather, your perspective on what it requires of you. If it's going to take too much time, it requires you to become a person of patience. If it requires skill, it requires you to be an avid learner. If it requires support, it requires you to be vulnerable and to ask for help. It's not the goal that's too hard. It's not the goal that you're even afraid of. It's that you lack the vision to see yourself being the person, becoming that person that gets the goal. The last reason that I think that we just fall short of our goals is that you feel like you need to know how. And I say this a lot, but you do not need to know how. You need to know that right next step to take. That's it. That's it. The how, my friends, will be revealed when you accomplish the goal, not a second before. Sometimes we get all worked up in the how. And that is how we get distracted, right? We get distracted in the now instead of focused on that right next step. We allow ourselves to be confused by offering up that we don't know how, that we quite literally lose access to problem-solving capabilities. Trusting that goal accomplishment is a process, right, that requires 3 things, okay? If you can write this down, write it down. 3 things. It requires focus, disciplined action, and faith. Notice there is nothing about how, rather than focusing on the what, taking action on the what, and believing in the what, believing in your becoming in order to accomplish the what. The next thing, which is what I alluded to above, is not believing hard enough. This is one of the process steps, faith. Faith is believing in what you've no business believing. You need to believe in your goals more than your doubts. You need to know what is going to trip you up along the way. You have to believe in that next right step and not get lost in the pool of confusion and uncertainty. The familiar whispers that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. Who do you think you are? Don't you know that this isn't a possibility for you? Don't you know that this isn't available for people that fill in your not enough story? People that don't have a college degree, people that don't have a lot of money, people that are overweight, people that are introverted, people that live in a certain town, people that are not from a certain town, people that have been bullied, people that have been abandoned by parents or caretakers, people that are short, people that are not attractive, people that steal. Every single one of these have been offered to me as a quote unquote valid reason to not pursue a goal. And I want to offer this to you. Your past has 0 to do with the possibility of your future. Your belief is 100% up to you. And you can borrow your beliefs from the future, should you choose. But I might suggest, if your past beliefs have you believing in anything other than your awesome potential, I would suggest you borrow my belief in you until you can believe it for yourself. This last one is staying past focused instead of future focused. And I kind of alluded to that above. This is the last one. Again, kind of piggybacks. The one about not believing hard enough. Our beliefs are not facts, rather thoughts that we continue to think about until we believe, right? They are rooted in evidence in our past, which doesn't make them any more true. It just means that we have more proof. So in order to make massive impact in your life, on your dreams, for your future, you have to be future focused. All your possibilities lie there. So please don't use what has happened in the past as the almighty dictator of what is available to you. You are the designer of your dreams. You are the architect of your life. Go build it in possibility, not in past doubt. Okay, so I promised you the reasons why we don't accomplish the goals. Okay, knowing why we don't certainly sheds some light on how we can, but I want to make it even simpler for you. One thing that you need, just one, in order to accomplish your goal. No matter what your goal is, no matter what your reason is, right? Whether or not you are successful or not depends on this one thing. It's not enough just to write it down. It's not enough just to put it out there. Even if we get specific with deliverables and deadlines and project scoping, they are still based in concepts rather than in application for achieving it. To achieve any goal, you have to become the person that is committed and capable. It's all about your becoming journey. To accomplish any goal, it's all about the person that you must become in order to get it. Ideas and even great thoughts can be too vague. too general, and for some of us, unbelievable. And remember, our goals can't exceed our beliefs. So what do? You gain clarity and you reverse engineer the whole goal, the whole setting process. You see, we are led to believe that in order to get the result you want, you take action. But it's not in the action. If it was in the knowing what to do, the what action to take, we would all have our goals right now. It's not in the action. It's in the person doing the action. Results do not work this way. You can't take massive action from a disempowered state of being. Thinking, feeling, your becoming state. A disempowered state of being will fuel disempowering action and subsequent results. Think about how true this is. You guys, you can't hate yourself thin. You can't shame yourself out of debt. You can't doubt yourself into positive outcomes. You don't action step the goal. You become the person that action steps the goal. And in order to do that, you need clarity. Clarity on who you need to become to take the action required. What do you need to learn? What habits do you need to develop? Who do you need to support you? What do you look like, dress like, show up like? You need clarity on the how you think. Do you think that you're a person that is capable, that is willing, that is worthy of the goal? Or do you question yourself, doubt yourself, compare and envy instead of possibility? I'm going to talk to you next week about the Power 8 and how you complete these phrases will determine your success in this life or not. Clarity on what you want your results to be, not how you want other people to be, but what do you want your results to be? As specific as possible, what it looks like, feels like, by when. Clarity on your why, knowing the problem that you're solving. This is where we get it wrong most of the time. Most of us are just solving the problem with more action, more shame, or both. Clarity on the obstacle solution matrix. Clarity on this is so key to troubleshoot the journey. It also happens to be one of my very favorite tools to teach around goal accomplishment. Clarity on stuck states. Clarity on your B states. Clarity on the massive action required. Clarity to stay in momentum, which requires you to ask for and allow for the right support so that you can see your blind spots. Remember, you have a brain, you also have blind spots. My hope is truly that if you are tired of finishing short on your goals, if you're tired of trying to tackle your goals with the wrong action-driven formula, get support. Make this be the year that you honor your humanness and you recognize that as long as you have a brain, you will sabotage your results. You will try to fight it by taking more shame-based action. And you will undoubtedly find yourself in a horrible loop, thinking that it's you, and it isn't you. It's that industries make a lot of money, hoping that you will continue to consume and you will continue to take desperate, defeated action, only to continue to consume more information on how to do something and not follow through. The follow through, you guys, is the becoming journey. Without it, we spin defeated, taking action, but not following through, rather falling short. Living into and becoming the person that we are required to become to build and create the life we want, it's always an act of becoming, isn't it? I want so much for each of you this year to learn how to have the clarity on the who, the what, and the why, the obstacles, the solutions, the stuck states, the B states, clarity on the action and the momentum. Because when you have crystal clear clarity on all of these, you will be able to make decisions that support your future you, beliefs that you become into, letting go of the how and holding on to that next right step. Let's cultivate some fear and some disappointment tolerance this year. Here's to actually achieving your dreams and desires this year. If you want support in your becoming journey, that is the way. That is the follow through. That is that missing piece that we forget about when we're in our action, when we're in our task mastering, when we're questioning the plan, when we're doubting the how. It's only because we haven't allowed ourselves this journey. We haven't allowed ourselves as a state of identity, who we need to become. We haven't become that piece. So it isn't available for us. I hope that you will join me in one of my becoming journeys, my becoming programs this year, and start learning and identifying who you need to be, not how you will get there. Who you need to be is that missing piece in creating the results that you want in your life. I want to invite you to apply and get on the wait list. Find me at www.leahruling.com for all the different ways to work with me, all the different free things that I have on my website to download, to step into your becoming journey. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to do this journey with you. I'm so glad to do this year with you. I honor, I appreciate, I value each and every one of you. Have an amazing one, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rolling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahrolling.com.